Kati Tukaro's personal experience with domestic and sexual violation led her to write the book Dream Big. Tukaro is adamant that not enough is done in the interest of victims and wants the court system to pay closer attention.
What I'd like to see done is for the laws to be recognizing the victim statements. I do not think that the laws address child sexual abuse enough. $1,500 fine is nothing as opposed to a lifetime of pain and trauma that this child has to suffer with. So it's literally a life sentence that the victim gets.
In her travels around to schools in Grenada, Kati says she found out and was able to reach out to some students with encounters. She is hoping that others will be inspired to speak out.
A lot of the children are carrying pain way too much for their small shoulders to have. I can see it in their eyes and from the hugs and the kisses that I get from the young girls that pull me aside after I'm done the class to say, hey, this has happened to me, this has happened to me. And I encourage them, you need to go tell someone, you need to go deal with this. A lot of the young girls have been started cutting, and that comes from inner pain that they don't know how to deal with. And so it's a form of release, but that shouldn't be that way. We should be able to have a voice to release that. But
her book addresses some of the psychological effects sexual and other forms of abuse can have on a person, be it a child or an adult. The book addresses the issues of fear, depression, loneliness, courage, strength, hope, and goal setting, among other areas.
Number one thing that from my own personal experience and from when I talk everywhere, from what I've learned, is low self-esteem. You lose all self-worth. You carry guilt. You feel dirty, the shame. You feel that it's your fault. A lot of times the victim is threatened with their lives or the lives of the persons they love if they say something, so they'll keep that secret. But by carrying that, what I've learned is that it becomes a wound inside, and that wound it festers, and the longer you keep that secret, the festering keeps going, and it becomes infected. And once you have an infection, it affects the whole bloodline. It affects your mind. It affects the decisions that you make. There's so much addiction related to child sexual abuse. How many suicides? Young children that are committing suicides because of that.
So far, Kati has paid visits to 4 schools, the Grand Bacolet Juvenile Center and the Cedars Home for Battered Women. On the mission, done in collaboration with the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, school supplies were also delivered. Christelina John, GBN News.